Welcome to Two Women in Crypto, a weekly podcast birthed on a whim by two women who are excited about the cryptocurrency landscape and have a shared passion about empowering others to step into the digital, tokenized world of the future. We offer tips, tricks, and our own individual insights as to how to begin to navigate this shift. We are not financial advisors nor experts. We are just here to encourage you to look at the possibilities. So welcome to the future. You're right on time.
Because you're living in a decentralized world.
Because I am a decentralized girl.
You know that we are living in a decentralized world, and we are
decentralized girls.
We are not going on tour, y'all. Good morning, good morning, good morning from the East and West Coast of the United States of America.
And you can thank us later for not going on tour. Accolades are welcome.
That's all we got to say. Yep. We're not here to sing. We're here to bring you the news.
And the truth of whatever thread you can find within it. So here we go. Oh my goodness.
Here we go. What a week it has been. What a week it has been. And before we start, let's just all take a moment. And as we go to war, we have to think about all of our brothers and sisters in the Ukraine and in Russia. And, just give a moment because people are suffering. Yep. And as we transition and as they walk us through the Great Reset, we are here to help guide you and prosper to a decentralized system. We give you all the information we need throughout every single podcast. You have enough information to get off this dictatorship, tyranny path that the government is putting us on.
Yeah. So very interesting to watch on the world stage, everything play out.
Everything is playing out.
Yeah. And Andrea and I spoke a little bit before we actually started our singing rendition here. And, we just want to empower people to make choices, to be aware of what's happening. And we're seeing it. So however you choose to look at what's going on in the world stage, the reality is we are going through it. We are going through that great reset. It's happening right now. And we've got to be willing to step out of line. You got to step out of the lines of what we are being told or have been told for eons to do. We got to step out of the lines. And that's what we're about. We're about stepping out of line.
Yep. And this is about, as they walk us through the Great Reset, we are teaching you guys how to walk through the greater reset. Okay. We don't have to do their plan because we know how to get out and live in a decentralized world. And people understand what's going on. Let's just put the car in reverse for a minute and let's talk about what happened in Canada last week. Let's start there, right, Kelly?
Sure.
So the Canadian convoy, the truckers, they were obviously protesting, because they've been broken down into zones and they don't want any more mandates. They want to see their family. This has been going on for 2 years. So they gathered and went to Ottawa to peacefully protest. We had people send money through GoFundMe, and other avenues. And the government responded by calling them terrorists. Okay, so the last week, the deputy prime minister froze the bank accounts of citizens who donated the cash to the Freedom Convoy. Okay, now their bank accounts were frozen. There was a run on 5 major banks. The Canadian government reached out to multiple cryptocurrency companies demanding that they take swift action to reveal who their customers are, and they told them to freeze their accounts. Any person who donated money to the Canadian convoy are now terrorists. And what happened was is that the crypto companies, the decentralized companies, the private companies that do not hold your keys, oh, they responded to the Canadian government, and this is priceless. So one of the companies they reached out to is very similar to the Ledger Nano X or your Safepal Wallet. It's called Nunchuck, Nunchuck.io. Check them out. When the government told them to freeze everybody's accounts, they replied in a letter to the High Court Judge of Ontario. And they said, "Dear Ontario High Court Judge, Nunchuck is a self-defense, collaborative, multi-signature Bitcoin wallet. We are a software provider, not a security finance intermediary. Our software is free to use. While protecting privacy, it helps people to eliminate single points of failure and save Bitcoin as safely as possible. We do not collect any user identification information beyond email addresses. We have no keys. Therefore, our users' assets cannot be disabled, cannot block transactions. We do not know the presence, nature, value, and location of our users' assets. See how self-defense and personal keys work. When the Canadian dollar is worthless, we will be here for you. Sincerely, the Nunchuck team."
It just gives you chills. Yeah.
I mean, it gives us chills because we have a choice here, folks. It takes personal responsibility to take your cryptocurrency and your assets and get them out of the banking system. If you continue to leave your money in the banking system, do you think the government is going to protect you? Do you think that when the United States convoy leaves from California and goes to the Union address that Biden's giving on March 1st, do you think President Biden will declare them as terrorists and freeze our banking accounts? And if they do, whether you agree with it or not, if they freeze accounts, will we have a bank run? Does the bank have enough money for all the people going to the bank to take out their funds? Not financial advice, but I am urging people, this is not the time to be weak-minded. We need to take our shoes off, ground in the earth, and feel the power of Mother Earth, of God. I don't care what you believe in, okay? But this is the time to protect yourself, protect your family. If you don't have any money, if you have like $10 in your banking account, well, guess what? Start talking to your neighbors. Start talking. Go meet your local farmers. Do something. This is the time for us to collectively come together and to create a better world for the future generations. Because if we don't, and they walk us through the Great Reset, what is going to happen to our privacy? What is going to happen to our rights? We need to sit with this. Kelly and I are sitting here, and I know a lot of people are scared. There's war going on, but Kelly and I, we see what is happening. They are walking us through the Great Reset. We need to expose these people. We need to shine our lights on the corruption, the manipulation of the media, the propaganda, okay? Because while we're hearing one thing in the US news, Rowan's talking to her dear friend in Russia who's freaking hiding, okay? And their government is telling them a completely different story. Who is telling the truth? Right. Are we going to believe in these people? What is the United States dollar backed on? We know it's not backed on gold. It's not backed on oil. It is backed by the trust of the United States government. Do you trust your government? We have to start asking these questions because we need a different system. And as the system falls, and we're watching it fall, okay, the Roman Empire, the United States of America is the Roman Empire. We are falling. And what are we going to do about it? And we're going to tell you exactly what to do in this podcast. So this is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it or not, we just want everybody, and it's personal responsibility. You can choose, there's no judgment from our side. We just want to empower you to take a look. So, yeah, let's give them some solutions. What is on the docket for solutions?
All right. So, things that we can do. If we have cryptocurrency on an exchange, we are going to transfer that cryptocurrency to our Safepal wallet, to our Ledger Nano wallet. If you don't have $47 to $100 to buy a hardware wallet, you can use the Atomic wallet for free. They just came out. Now they have a desktop. So you can do it on your computer, or you could do it on your mobile app. So you have Atomic wallet. You have the Exodus wallet, same thing. It's free. Transfer your coins. No one has those private keys. The government cannot freeze your accounts because they don't know who you are. Okay. Right. Another really good one is the Trust wallet. And that's the one that I use as well with my Nano. So
and again, you can also do a Safepal soft wallet through the Safepal app without having the hardware wallet. That's another option for you as well.
And I recommend, if you do have if you do have like a decent amount of assets, mix them up and get them on all the different wallets.
Absolutely. That old adage, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Same scenario. It is very, very important. So I recently got a ledger so that I could, number one, I wanted to educate myself on everything, but I have begun splitting things up. So I now have 3 separate wallets that I'm using, hardware wallets, and it feels really good to do that. It's very, very empowering for me.
Yep. And I think what's great is we can watch, right? We're not going to listen to what these people tell us anymore. We watch them. What do they do? What are these people doing? Okay. And then when we see what happened in Canada, now is a good time. We're going to take our coins offline. And when we look at the aftermath of what happened in Canada, what's going on right now? People have lost trust in the Canadian dollar. They are buying silver. They are buying gold. Physical gold, physical silver in the house. As soon as this happened, what happened to the price of gold and silver? It went up in value. It went up in value. Now, check this out. You can download an app called Glint Pay. Okay? GLINT. The company is based, I think it's based in London, but they have their gold vault in Switzerland. Now I was online with them yesterday having a conversation, probably with a bot because everything's getting automated. But I said, if the government tells you to freeze our accounts, will you? And they said, we cannot, and we will not, because we are not in the jurisdiction of the United States of America. They will not listen to the United States. So I get like the light bulb that goes off, right, Kelly? Oh my God, let's get some of our money out of the United States. Because let's think about this. If a loaf of bread is $3 right now, okay? I have my MasterCard that I prepaid. So it's a MasterCard debit card from Glint. I go and I put $2,000 worth of gold on my prepaid debit card, which holds my gold balance, shows me how much it's worth in the United States dollar. Okay. So now I have $2,000 in gold. Bread is $3. What happens when bread is $9? Well, now my prepaid MasterCard debit card has gone up in value. I am protecting my purchasing power.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Huge find. I was so tickled when you sent that to me. And just as a side note, gold right now is trading at $1,889. Silver's at $23.99. They're both always good investments. Now, this particular Glint only works off of gold. It doesn't work off of silver. It's
Correct.
specifically
But you
for
can
gold.
fractionalize it. You can
Yeah.
fractionalize it because
Yeah,
they're
you can.
doing grams. You're not just buying an ounce of gold.
Right.
When you look at companies and you see what talk to immigrants, from Venezuela, Argentina, Cuba, Brazil. Okay. Just talk to immigrants and ask them what it was like to live through hyperinflation. All of a sudden now, gold is king, silver is king, and we have our crypto offline. And as they walk us through the Great Reset, we are moving into a new economic system that will not be based on goods and services. So I can't explain this enough. All ISO 222 coins, in my opinion, this is not financial advice. Kelly and I are just telling you what we're doing. But all ISO 222 currencies will be the first to be adopted, and they will be adopted this year. How do I know this? Because they're telling us. Okay, go to the Federal Reserve's website, go to the SWIFT website. It says it right there. Everything is moving to ISO 222 based on our new economic system, which is an ESG system, which is environment, social, governance.
Really important. They're not hiding that fact. They may have been sneaky about some other things, but they're not hiding that fact. It's right around the corner. It's right here. I shouldn't say that. It's just right here. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some great coins out there.
Great coins. I mean, we got Algorand, XRP, XLM. We have XDC, which is trading at a couple of cents. We have IOTA, we have Ethereum, we have USDC. I mean, these are all the coins that are going to be a part of our new economic system. And even if you don't fully understand it, that 222 coins are going to be adopted this year. And I mean, and when I look at Biden and the Biden administration putting sanctions on Russia, and I look at Ripple, and I look at how Ripple is being sued, and I look at the sanctions that Biden administration is putting on Russia, what does this mean? The SWIFT system is the system that trades all international countries together. Everyone trades through the SWIFT system. Now, the United States is going to put Russia on sanctions. Russia has aligned with China. Are they going to stay on the SWIFT system? And what company can replace the SWIFT system? XRP, not financial advice, but this is kind of a quinky-dink. It's a quinky-dink, Kelly. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Oh, if only we had crystal balls. But in many ways we do. I mean, if the painting, the writing, the paintings on the wall, the paintings on the spheres.
And I don't even need a crystal ball anymore. I mean, we're seeing this. We're seeing this more and more and more. We're seeing those unsealed documents that happened, with the SEC Ripple lawsuit. And if anything, the SEC is just incriminating themselves and Bill Hinman. So here we go. This lawsuit, maybe it was made to delay the adoption of the new trading system, or, maybe it's like a real thing and it'll force the United States to adopt it because of all the pressure. But I don't know. I mean, the Federal Reserve Bank has been working with Ripple since 2015. It's hard to say that this wasn't planned.
Right. To me, it feels very much, let's go through the lawsuit, quote unquote, the lawsuit, so that we can continue to put all the back end pieces together so that when we go through this, everything's in place and it's just a done deal. It's just a done deal. They just decide to flip the switch and everything's tied up. That's the way it feels to me.
I feel the same exact way.
Yeah.
It's also really interesting, Kelly, too, because I think about the Great Reset. And I think about everything that was posted on the World Economic Forum with the fourth industrial revolution, the data revolution, the data revolution, the data. The data is the most valuable asset in the world. It is more valuable than oil. Okay. So when we look at the Great Reset and we, and again, I wish I wasn't censored and I didn't go against Facebook's community guidelines back in the day because I was posting things exactly from their website. But the World Economic Forum and the leaders did not want the people to know about this 2 years ago, but now they're not stopping. It's in our face, okay? And here we go. Klaus Schwab is the creator of the Great Reset. He started a global leadership program for executive leadership. Who went and studied with the World Economic Forum underneath this executive leadership program to become heads of the state? Putin. Okay? Trudeau.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bezos. Bill Gates. Clinton's daughter. Look it up. This is a thing, and they're not hiding it. And I listened to Klaus Schwab. He had a video several, I don't know if it was months ago or years ago, but he had said the new global shapers are now in 450 cities around the world. The World Economic Forum has penetrated the cabinets of Canada, of Russia. And I'm here to ask you the question, did they penetrate the United States of America? Why are Democrats and Republicans fighting when it's not Democrats or Republicans running our freaking government? It's the World Economic Forum, folks, okay? And we need to get these people out. There's only a handful of people that have not sold out in our government. And this is serious. This is very, very serious. And what we are going to stand up and we are going to reclaim our government back. Okay, because what they want to do is they want to bring us to our knees and usher us in, okay, with this fourth, industrial revolution of a digital economy, a digital ID, a social credit score. We've already seen it all around the world. Okay, no jab, no service. You ask a question about the narrative, what happens to you? Okay, you're canceled. And what happens to the day that Kelly and I can't make these podcasts anymore because we've been censored, because we go against the narrative, because we're trying to bring the truth to people all around the world. And these are real things that are happening right now. And this is not the moment of time to get scared. This is the moment of time to get the power. We are strong, sovereign beings that stand in our love, that stand in our light, and peacefully, we are going to overcome this.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no fear that runs through my beingness. It's just a matter of standing in my truth. This is what I know to be true. This is how I see it.
Yep. And we think about I think about the parents that went and spoke because they didn't want their children to wear masks anymore in schools, right? And they were called domestic terrorists because they don't have the right to raise their children anymore. Okay. The education system and the state has the right to tell your children what to do. This is a concern, folks. They have taken over corporations. They have taken over our government. They have taken over our education system. We are going to reclaim our sovereignty, and it's not going to not be a bumpy road, but we're going to be okay. You know why? We have our cryptocurrency on our cold and hard wallets that are completely private, that are decentralized, that are out of any centralized entity. Decentralization is the answer to our problem. And this is so exciting, okay? Because now what we're going to see from like an investment perspective, well, okay, you're coming after me. You want to freeze my United States dollar? Well, guess what? I own Pirate Chain. I own Monero. Okay, these are privacy coins that are completely untraceable. They are untraceable on the blockchain. If I send Kelly Bitcoin, everybody can see that I send Kelly Bitcoin. But if I send Kelly private chain on a peer-to-peer wallet, zilch. It's without a trace. Kelly's laughing because I went, I'm pretty pumped up today, folks.
It was just a lovely comedic relief right there. This is a pretty, it's pretty intense. I know we're sitting here in our truth and we're telling it, but it was just like those rawr. So it was great.
I know. Welcome to cryptocurrency. And again, Kelly and I are older. Some of this stuff is so silly. But again, it's like, when the government wants to have full dictatorship and full authority over our lives, what happens? People start to barter. People start to get out of the system. And we can do that with coins such as Monero, token symbol XMR, or Pirate Chain. And there are others, but those are my two favorite ones.
Just as an FYI.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
Yep. It's really interesting, and you can buy Pirate Chain and Monero on a decentralized trading platform, and this is pretty funny too, Kelly. It's called Trade Ogre, OGRE, Trade Ogre. It is a decentralized platform.
Wow, I haven't heard of this. This is so cool. I just love these our morning chats, our Friday morning chats. I haven't heard of Trade Ogre.
So I always try to offer the most simplest one, right, for everyday people. So let's say you have a Voyager account and you would need to send Bitcoin to Trade Ogre because they don't use any dollars. And then you buy your Pirate Chain or your Monero with Bitcoin pair, okay? So it's just your Monero and Pirate Chain is paired with Bitcoin. And again, like as the governments really start to push down and oppress more and more of our freedoms, which I'm very concerned about with the United States Convoy. So I'm starting to look at, and it's my life mission not to lose to these people. Okay, that's my purpose. This is why I'm here at this moment of time. So I look at things like Konomi.com, COINOMI.com. That's another decentralized wallet that you can download onto your phone. Okay, now here's another one. Let's say things get so crazy and you didn't buy Monero, you didn't buy Pirate Chain, and everything is tracked. You can download the Samurai wallet, which is basically, they've created this awesome programming tool that mixes up the coins while it shoots it out onto the blockchain. And it's like, am I Bitcoin? Am I Litecoin? Am I XRP? I'm all these things, you can't get me. And boom, it goes into your friend's wallet and boom, you're good. So it kind of does like this mixing. You're mixing up a drink, you're mixing up all these coins. They don't know which coin, and it goes to.
So do I know that? So just out of curiosity, because I've got this whole, visualization going on. Does that mean if I put $200 into that wallet, I don't know what I'm going to get back?
No, you know exactly. So let's just say you hold $200 worth of Bitcoin.
Yes.
But they know your address, and they froze your address because you gave $5 to your friend, and your friend was a domestic terrorist because for whatever reason they decided this week, right? So, when you say it's weird. It's called here's like a 50-cent word for everybody. It's called obfuscation. OBVUSCATION. How do you say that? Obfuscation. I'm a dumb American.
Yeah. No, that's a tough one.
It's difficult to follow the history because, again, it's shuffling all of these different coins through this wallet on the blockchain. It's really difficult for them to,
Got it.
So another thing that's interesting, I think back when I first started, and I remember the government had a team of developers trying to crack the Monero blockchain. The government hired hackers to hack Monero, and they have not been successful. It's really hard.
Yeah, it's trading at 151.96. I'm not familiar with that particular program at all.
I wasn't either. And I really recommend everybody start following the Greater Reset, greaterreset.org. John Bush offers a lot of free classes. He is fantastic. He has been in this since the beginning. He's a great guy. And they've been all coming together, all the developers. They're the ones that created my de-Googled phone, the above phone. Okay. And then they've also created, wait for it, a decentralized internet. We don't have to worry about them shutting down the internet anymore because we have a decentralized internet called Quartal.
Quartal.
Q-O-R-T-A-L. It's a decentralized internet. So again, as we think of like the world right now, it's like, the United States is like the Roman Empire. As one system fails, a new system is being built. Okay. And we have the choice. Are we going to do decentralized, or does the government know what's best for us? Does the government know what we should eat, what we should drink, what car we should drive, how we should spend our money? These are the questions we have to start asking ourselves, because like Kelly and I always talk about this, wow, the timeline is really speeding up. It's going way faster than we thought. And if we become in our mind paralyzed with fear, and the government does this to us, okay, we have a problem. Human beings react, and here's a solution. And it amazes me that now all you hear on the propaganda media right now is cyber attacks. Okay, how good is our security if the Colonial Pipeline can be hacked and it takes months for them to realize that it was hacked? Now they have a crystal ball. Oh, they're going to cyber attack us. So what are they going to do? Is this plan to wipe out our bank accounts? I don't know, but I do know this. The United States dollar is backed by the trust of the government. Do I trust the government? Does anyone trust that the government is doing this for the best of the people? Have people's lives gotten better or worse since the government told us to stay home 2 years ago? I know we don't, I would love to freaking shove my hand in the sand. And I always tell my friends, in extreme emergencies, I develop narcolepsy and I just shut down. Right. But this is not the time for that.
Not funny, right? But I know what that is. That's a real thing. That's a real thing.
Yeah, it's a real thing. So like you just fall asleep. But this is not the time to fall asleep. This is the time. We have tools. We know what to do. And now it's time to put everything that we've learned into practice. The decentralized exchanges, Qcoin, Trade Ogre, Bitrue. Are there more, Kelly? We can connect our ledger and our Safepal to these decentralized trading exchanges like Paraswap, Uniswap, PancakeSwap, SushiSwap. There's a whole world.
There's a ton.
And they cannot shut us down. And the people that created these, like take the people who created Trade Ogre. Does anyone know who they are? No. They can't shut it down. They can't shut it down because the people that created these decentralized exchanges created it for this moment, because they knew Klaus Schwab and all of the global elite have put this plan together to shift us into the new system. But now we have a decentralized system. And again, Nunchuck wrote to the High Court of Ontario, hey, guess what? We're here for you and the Canadian dollar is worthless. Okay, so when you're ready to keep your coins on a private, decentralized ledger, that you are your own bank. And this takes big responsibility, big personal responsibility to be your own bank. But I'm telling you guys, now's the time.
Right. And it's not the time that we should be making excuses, which is really easy to do when we don't want to face the totality of our reality. It's easy to procrastinate. It's easy to say, I don't have the time. I don't have the wherewithal to understand all these things. We're saying, we are urging you to take time, even if you don't fully understand, you can still take steps to get on the train because it is a speeding bullet. We're moving so quickly here. So just, it's kind of like doing mirror work. Do I really want to empower myself, or do I not want to? Do I just want to stay in the status quo? And if you do, that's fine. There's no judgment there. We're just trying to encourage everybody to please take a peek. So, and I love all these new things. I mean, this is so empowering. So if you're listening to this podcast, I hope you're as excited as we are, because these are some pretty cool opportunities that are coming up for all of us. Like this decentralized internet. I'm like Cordal. I'm like, oh, I'm on it. I'm like over here on my other laptop going, what is that about? Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And I urge all my developer friends and all of Kelly's techie developer friends, you can get a Raspberry Pi and you can get it through Cordal, and you help stabilize the internet. That Raspberry Pi is the node. The more nodes that we get and the more that we set it up, there's no single point of failure. Bank of America has a single point of failure. They have no money. They have no money. If we have a bank run and I go to the bank, they could barely give me money to buy my camper. So here we go. Like these are things. And I'm telling you guys, there's so many good people. As much as like we gotta go, we know what's going on in the darkness, and then we have a problem. But instead of reaction, Kelly and I are giving you solutions. We're giving you the solutions to be free from a tyrannical system that is coming to a city near you soon, right? This is nuts, y'all. This is nuts.
It is, anyway.
Oh, and it hurts my heart, it hurts my heart so deeply to see the lack of education that every single person has about the financial system, what's going on, all of these things. And we are so blessed and so lucky to have some of the folks that are in the cryptocurrency industry that are pushing for our freedom. Look at the CEO. Brian Armstrong is the CEO of Coinbase. Jesse Powell is the CEO of Kraken. They came out and publicly made an announcement. If you are worried about your coins getting frozen, put them on a private wallet. They're basically telling you, get your coins out of Coinbase, get your coins out of Kraken if you think that the government is going to freeze your coins. Now, Jesse Powell, he's the CEO of Kraken, a centralized exchange. He donated over 1 Bitcoin to the trucker convoy, for freedom. He's being investigated. The CEO of Kraken is being investigated by the Canadian authorities as a freaking domestic terrorist. You should be pissed, people, because these are the people that are going to save us. I mean, I am so proud of these. I'm so it's so hard not to get emotional, not to cry, but holy shit, they're telling us. They're go on Twitter, follow Brian Armstrong, follow Digital Perspectives, Digital Asset Investor, Crypto Airy. Lynette Zhang gives you the overview of gold and silver. Cancel your Netflix account right now. Cancel all your free time should be to learn this. And if you say you have no time, I don't buy that as an excuse anymore. Okay, because when the
sure.
right, because when the economic system collapses, well, then you're gonna have all the time in the world, and then it's too late. Like I'm like, look, buy 100 XRP, buy 100 Stellar. It doesn't have to be a lot. Stellar's what, like 20 cents? Put 100 on a trust wallet. Like as one system goes down, the next system's gonna go up. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay if you do something about it.
Yeah, and let's talk just briefly on that in regards to where the markets are, just as an overarching look. Of course, they're very volatile. There's no doubt about it with the news. But that being said, part of the purpose behind there is to shake the retail investors out. It is like they're, fear, people thinking, oh, I got to sell, I got to get out. Don't get out of the market, folks. If you're in the market, you just need to hold on and ride the waves. And these are perfect opportunities to look at investing always.
Always.
I mean, this whole fear theme that's happening does shakes it up. But we don't want to be in that percentage. We're not in that percentage.
And when there's blood in the streets and when there's extreme fear in the market, that's when you buy. That's Absolutely. When I bought. I bought when the government told everybody to stay home. And I remember the exact words. We're asking you to stay home and watch Netflix. That's what they said. Okay. That's what they said. So instead of watching Netflix, I jumped on to the World Economic Forum, to the International Monetary Fund, to all the different central banks. Augustin Carson's, he's in charge of the central banks of central banks. Okay. It's just like, look up these people and get educated. And then you tell me, is the dollar going up in value or is the dollar going to go down in value? Okay. If Biden does extreme sanctions on the number 2 exporter of oil, is gas and goods and services going to go up or is it going to go down? Okay. And you're going to need more dollars to buy the same thing. But if you have your Glint Pay and you have your trust wallet, and we know that Ledger Live did a deal with Mastercard, now we're going to be able to borrow against our crypto, pay for things on our prepaid debit card, and pay ourselves back. This is the new financial system. I don't know how many times I could say the same thing over and over again, but I get it. It's different.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
But it's like
it's mind-blowing different.
Yeah. But it's like when bread goes up to $9, okay, when gas goes to $5, it's not good. And it's already like, I think the average gallon of gas is $4.72 or 73 cents. Okay, so what happens when it's $5, $6? That bread goes from $3 to $9 to $12. And as we go to war, look at what happens when we are at war. Do we go through a period of deflation or do we go through a period of hyperinflation? Look at what happened to Germany. And who suffers? Do the governments suffer? Do the elite people suffer?
War is business. War is business, period.
No. And I wouldn't be, at this point, if this does happen, because again, Jerome Powell wants to raise interest rates to lower inflation. Can we raise interest rates and lower inflation while we have to create more money to go to war? I mean, these are just some things to think about, and Kelly and I always say like, tick tock, like we're right on time. The market is down, even though it's up today, it's extremely volatile and it's going to go up. It's going to go down. It's going to go, it's just one of those things. Like we dollar cost average in every paycheck, $5, $10, whatever it is, just start to dollar cost average.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, so much.
I know. And it's crazy. Like Lynette Zhang interviewed this awesome, he was in the military for the United States government, and his job was to protect the Rockefellers oil refinery out in the Middle East. I know, this is crazy, right? But he fell in love with someone who lived in Brazil. And, during the 80s and 90s, Brazil, the government froze every single person's account for 18 months. How do we not know this? How do we not know this until right now? I never knew it. And what the people did, because the banks were weaponized, they started a bartering system. They started their own money laundering system. They have two sets of books for businesses, one that they give to the government and one that they just do peer-to-peer. Can we see this happening? Right. Can we see this happening? Okay. And how do they get paid? Physical cash, gold, or something of value. Okay. And this is the time to start getting a community. When I listened to this guy from Brazil and what he did with his family, they created an interdependent. Everyone's independent, but together they came together for interdependence. In love, they dug in the dirt, they grew their food, they created a clean water supply. They became part of the solution to a very severe problem when the government froze their accounts for 18 months. One person can only take care of so many people, y'all. We need to come together with all of our gifts, with all of our talents, and we got this. As scary as it is, it's just like, how are we going to make the world a better place for the future generations to come? How are we going to change the story? This is going down in history books of how the average person rose to power and shaped the future of a decentralized, sovereign world for everybody. We're gonna win. The stars are aligned. We've entered into the age of Aquarius. We cannot lose, but it doesn't mean that people don't suffer. And this is why Kelly and I do these podcasts every single day, or not every single day, once a week.
We're in it every single day.
Right. I mean, I'm doing this every day. Right.
Right.
But that's why we do this, because the more people who are prepared, we can come together and we can take each other and take care of each other collectively. One person's a carpenter, one person's a school teacher. We all come together with our strengths.
And I think it's
building each other up.
So important. Here in the United States, we have become so accustomed to separation. Even though we went through the last couple of years, there's still a lot of separation out there. And we just can't have that anymore. We've got to find the thread of commonality. And if there isn't anything else that'll thrust us in this should do the trick. We really need
this
to.
Will do the trick. So, it's like you can only prepare so much. And once the change happens, it's over, right? I mean, you could do other things, but like financially speaking, like once, if this goes down the way it's looking, I mean, this is, the convoy's starting, the president's coming out. The president told us, you have to be democratic because we have to give the Ukraine all the weapons that they need to bomb Russia. How in the world in the year 2022 can we bomb anyone when we are in a climate crisis? Environmental, social governance. We're going to be controlled on how much water we can drink, how much electricity we can use, while these freaking people can drop bombs. We are in a climate crisis. This makes zero sense. We have to develop critical thinking. We have to be like, every time someone says something, the first thing out of our mouth, is that true? Show me. I want to see proof, and not from Fox News and not from CNN or any of those other people who no one even really talks to. But the media is a weapon to get inside your minds. Okay, because problem, reaction, solution. Everybody's scared about getting sick. Now we're scared about going to war. Okay, I mean, like I look around and I see people, they're so concerned, they're so scared. And then when I try to tell them about Glint Pay, they look down.
Sure.
This is not the time to look down. This is the time to rise. Live a purpose. What is your purpose?
Right behind you. Everything. And oh my gosh. You keep going. Keep going. We're going to have to start doing midweek podcasts, I think.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. So why don't we do this, Kelly? Let's get, all right, it's February 25th. Let's do like a free Q&A. I don't want to really be on YouTube, but I know we probably have to because that's what everyone uses. But so there's another platform called Odyssey that's on the blockchain, and they pay content creators out, you know, with a coin called Library, which just so happens to be sued by the SEC. Yeah. Okay, because the SEC needs to protect us from living in a decentralized world. Do you see the pattern?
Right. We can do a workaround easy. It doesn't have to be on YouTube. We can do a live Q&A. We can figure something out.
Yeah, we can definitely, let's figure that out. And again, I just want to bring up another thing. Pfizer made $37 billion selling vaccines. Hey, is Pfizer going to turn around and build housing for the homeless? Are they going to feed the 150 million people that fell into poverty? Question. I mean, I'm full fire today, but I mean, I'm feeling it. I mean, the energy that is rushing through my body, the electricity.
Yep.
It took 10 days, Rowan said, to shut down people's bank accounts in Canada. What's going to happen to Russia? What's going to happen to the Ukraine? We are all connected. These are all of our brothers and sisters. Democrat, Republican, Independent. I don't care who you are. We love you. Everyone loves you. 99% of the population is good. We're all good people and we all care about each other. So let's do this, y'all. We got this, but there's a learning curve, and I understand that. I didn't know what a Ledger Nano was, you know?
We're still learning. Every day there's something. Yeah. I mean, whether or not you're coming across something or somebody else sends me something, it's like, oh my gosh, right? And yeah, it is overwhelming. And yeah, I have to take a deep breath. And yeah, I have to go in there 5 or 6 times before maybe I get it.
Yeah.
Before maybe, and we're all going to find our little pockets that we're comfortable in. There's a lot of pockets to find a comfy space. A lot of pockets to go into.
A lot of pockets. And the thing is this. If the bank accounts go out of business, right, or if they freeze our accounts, are you and I worried?
No, I'm not. No,
because we have our money outside the system, folks. So we're not going to be presented with a problem. So we have to react because we have gold and silver, cash in the house. We have community. We have food, water, shelter. What's your plan B? If you live in a major city, what's your plan B? Where are you going to go? Who's your community? These are all things that we need to, really not start think about. Let's do it. If you can buy an extra 5 cans of food, that's 5 extra cans of food. Okay. A packet of seeds is $2. All right. When all of this freezing of bank accounts and war, when that happened, my response, I planted cabbage, cauliflower, cucumbers, more potatoes, lettuce. Let's feed people. We got this. Let's take care of each other. We don't need a centralized government who has sold out to the World Economic Forum to tell us, hey, we got you. Hey, look, gas is going to go to $5. It's your patriotic duty to deal with it. Who's going to help you? If the government prints more money and gives you more money so you can feed your family, what happens the following month? That $3 bread is now $6. Get another paycheck from the government. Okay, so next month, the bread is now $9 because as we print money, we're devaluing our currency.
It's expensive out there.
It amazes me that people say, I don't trust cryptocurrency, but you trust the dollar.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's that they're not quite ready to step out of line. Please step out of line. That's all we're asking you. Step out of line.
Yeah.
Even if it's just one line. God knows we have countless lines that we've been conditioned to stand into, but pick one.
Pick one. And with that note, we're going to end on this. Let's add it up. Okay. Adoption for cryptocurrency. The Rothschilds, George Soros, Rockefeller, BlackRock, KPMG, Ukraine, Russia, El Salvador, Indonesia, Warren Buffett. They're all in crypto, folks. Are you? Let's get this. Gold, silver in the house, cash in the house, food, water, security, shelter. Okay, we got this. We're walking through the Great Reset. We're going to steer the ship to the Greater Reset. And we are going to have sovereignty. And we're going to do this together. And Kelly and I are here.
Powerful podcast, powerful information shared. Thanks so much for all of the research that you do on a daily basis. And thank you for your heart and your passion. All of us, you know, it's really, really important.
And like, again, like I am not here to scare anybody. And I know I'm passionate. You know, I'm a New Yorker. My family's from the Bronx and I'm freaking Italian. I can't help it. But folks, I'm saying this in love. I'm saying this in kindness. Now is the time to protect yourself and your family. You love your family. You love your family. We don't know what's going to happen. If Bitcoin goes to zero, I got gold and silver. If the dollar goes to zero, I got gold and silver. If the new system is based on all the ISO 222 tokens, we got it. We are prepared. I got food. I got water. I got extra Berkey filters. Okay. We got everything. We got electric bikes. Okay. Because that's going to be the other thing. Don't go and buy a new car right now. They're pushing us to plug our cars in, you know, that everything's got to be electric because we're in a climate crisis. We're in a climate crisis, but we could still bomb other countries. This all makes a lot of freaking sense.
It does.
All right.
Pure chaotic sense. So with that, stay tuned for an update. We'll fill you in on what we're going to do next, a live Q&A, whatever that may look like. And until then, truly,
Huddle
we're just
on.
sending love and yes, huddle on.
Yeah, sorry, Kelly. Huddle on.
No, it's all good. Huddle on. Your hosts for Two Women in Crypto are Andrea Caldero and Kelly Lair. Andrea can be reached at digitalcoach@protonmail.com, or you can find her on LinkedIn at Andrea Caldero. Kelly runs two programs related to cryptocurrency. The Future in You Cryptocurrency Group for Women, which can be found at news72media.com/thefuture. And The Gateway to Crypto, The Magic of Glipnir, through the Northern Gateway at thenortherngateway.org/cryptocurrency.